what I want to do is talk about the old way. So when Aaron, we're going to use you for an example. Aaron, and it's Powless, right? And you're in Oregon. And your phone number is area code 503?
541.
541.
880.
8561. Okay? So, Aaron, how did you hear about us?
I was on FedBizOps looking at a project that I was trying to figure out how to get into government contracting. And GCExperts popped up as an educational resource.
Right.
And I called you and said, who are you?
Right.
And what do you do?
You called me personally?
That was our first conversation.
Okay. All right. So I explained.
I was sitting in our plan room in our office and I thought, why is this guy advertising on FedBizOps? Is he a general?
Right.
Or what does he do? And that was my curiosity, which drove me to call you.
Okay. And then what was the next thing that happened? I sent you the website.
We were on the phone for an hour and a half.
Okay, so I gave you a lot of insights.
A lot of insights, and go here, go there, look at the YouTubes, and look at my website, and I was thoroughly impressed with the resources that you directed me to.
Okay.
And that prompted additional calls leading up to us, my wife and I sitting here today.
Okay. So, and you were struggling financially in part because as a subcontractor, you're just on that one job, you lost $60,000, right? On the subcontractor side. Okay, your mindset, your dad was a roofer, and you grew up in the roofing business, okay? And your vision of yourself at the time that we talked, when you were on FedBizOps, you were looking for roofing projects primarily in the Oregon area, right? So the mindset then was, I'm a roofer looking for jobs in Oregon. Okay? So that's the old way, the old thinking. Okay? So even when he's trying to get into government contracting, what's he doing? He's looking at FedBizOps, but he's doing the search for Oregon, and then he's looking for roofing jobs, because you can do a search feature on FedBizOps. Okay? So when he does see one there, if there's other roofers, they're seeing the same jobs, and so he's competing. And his mindset also includes the concept that because you were on Yelp or you were a highly rated contractor on one of the websites, I noticed.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, because I was trying to figure out who is this guy, right? Should I invite him to come to the workshop? Most of the people I don't invite here. I only want people that really have a strong construction background because I don't teach construction, right? I teach business and ethics and doing things the right way, the psychology of how you really succeed in this business that took me years to figure out. So we had this mindset of what you were doing, and the other part of the mindset was that roofing is a commodity. How do you spell commodity?
2 M's. O-D-I-E. D-I-T-Y.
Did I spell it right?
Yep.
Okay. So the mindset was roofing is a commodity. Now let's talk about the new way. This is the secret revealed. Number one, we get rid of the mindset and we get rid of the idea that it's important what we know how to do. Okay? So his mindset was, I am an expert roofer. I'm the best. Use me. This is how people think of themselves in the construction business, whatever you are. This is the old way. The new way, and this is Aaron-centric. Aaron's the center of the world, and he's trying to bring people into the world. Okay? and he's thinking about what his talents and abilities are and how can he apply it, how can he find customers that he can do this with. The new way is to eliminate all of this mindset, dump it all, and focus on this. Need equals opportunity. Now, once you understand that when you find somebody with a need, that's the opportunity, it has nothing to do over here because they may not need roofing. In fact, the example that you gave last night was you saw that somebody needed a greenhouse. They didn't even need it built, they just wanted to ship it, right? Once he changed his mindset from I'm the roofer, I'm the best, use me, over to they have a need and that gives me an opportunity. So throughout the conversations we had, I shifted his mind away from this idea that you have to be a roofer in Oregon to look for people that need things, use our bid tracker report, and if you don't know how to satisfy the need, what can you do? What did I tell you you can do? I said you can call me, right? But I gave you some ideas how, before you call me, why don't you do a little search on Google, whatever, right? So you take the need and you understand the opportunity, and now you get into the psychology of the best. You become the person that has the best understanding of the need. Doug Reitmeyer. Okay, of the need. Okay? You recognize there's a need, you see opportunity. Now you start using psychology to become that you have the best understanding of the need in the customer's mind. So I think it was Brian, right? Okay. So when you called and you found out that it turned out that Brian didn't answer his phone, so you called back and the guy next to his desk answered the phone, and he told you that you were the only bidder, right?
Basically.
Yeah, so you figured out you were the only bidder. Now, let's talk a little bit about, he found they needed a greenhouse, right? And he went and he found a distributor that had the greenhouse that would satisfy the need for $71,000. Listen to me talk about this can be a very high profit business because not a lot of people understand how to do it. He actually turned in a bid for how much?
118.
118 even?
No, 950.
$118,950. When he said, that sounds good, why don't you send me over so I can see what it's about? And he got a full package, and when he saw the full package, it included who the manufacturer was. Now it turns out that he figured out that the guy that was selling him for $71,000 was a distributor in California. So when he calls the manufacturer and says, I'm in Oregon, the manufacturer doesn't have a distributor in Oregon, says, I'll sell you direct. And says, I'll sell it to you for $51,000. The distributor was going to make 20 grand. In the meantime, the government, what's going on there? In the meantime, the government, there's a slight discrepancy in that it calls for a greenhouse 100 feet long, but it calls for the columns to be on 12-foot centers. Well, 12 doesn't go into 100 evenly. So he offers the government either you can go 100, but we'd have to go 10 foot on centers, or we make it 96, 12 feet on centers, and the government says 96. So to do the 100, it would have cost him $7,500 more, so he pumps another $7,500 in his pocket, and he takes the purchase order, and now he's got the problem of this guy wants $51,000 before he ships his greenhouse. So what do we do next? Call Doug, and we say, what we're going to do is we're going to create a tripartite escrow, right? So we're going to get with the manufacturer and say, look, in the tripartite escrow agreement, this contract we're going to sign, the government's going to sign it saying that they're going to send the money to the bank, the TEA account. The TEA agent and manager are going to sign it, saying that that money will go directly to the supplier, and the supplier is going to sign it because he's part of it, and Aaron's going to sign it because he's the one with the contract. So the money's going to go from the government directly to the bank. Within 2 hours, that money will go to the supplier, the $51,000, and the difference between the 51 and the 119, in essence, right? What is that? 70? Like $70,000? Nearly $70,000 profit?
It's like 67.
Okay, 67, 68,000 plus the TEA agreements. You'll pay 1.5% for that. Okay, but he's not even doing any construction work. Okay, which would you rather do? Go out there and do $118,000 worth of construction work to make this kind of money, or would you rather just handle the paperwork and put the money in your bank account? Okay.
That's an easy one you like to figure out.
All right.
So,
Way to go, Eric.
well, it's actually, there's two components of this. Doug's willingness to dispense his knowledge in this course. And the second part of that is the willingness to listen to it and apply it. That's all it is. I mean, I've got 2 hours listening to him and doing this. And how could you not, how could you refute that?
Yeah, I mean, that's the proof. It's the cash in the bank, right?
So Doug,
Go
is
ahead.
there a lot of different requests? I mean, I've never really noticed that there's any greenhouses in government property, but I guess that's wouldn't be in the.
You heard about the tractors being rented?
Yeah.
Okay. Look.
Fisheries and.
Yeah.
Okay,
Look.
so it could be anything.
Here's the old way. Where does the new way begin? Need equals opportunity. You start using the psychology we teach, which is having you become the best understanding of what the need is. That makes the buyer go, I want to do business with you because you understand what I need, right? And even if you don't know how to deliver the need, you have me on your team. You just pick up the phone and call me because I've already done a whole bunch of greenhouses.
Gotcha.
Okay?
Sounds like there are a lot of paper pushers instead of construction guys or technical guys.
But it doesn't matter.
Right. No.
If you look at this, look, you can run the business the way you've been running the business, and you can continue to struggle to try and find the customers.